we just really need to have our allies to continue intensifying the production of the weapons. Just for a simple reason that Iran and North Korea, the allies of Russia, they are not behind on the production of the weapons.
I just wonder if you could paint the picture, tell us what you've been experiencing there within the last 24 hours.
Hello, Kate. Thank you so much for having me. You know, we used to waking up to air raid sirens almost every other night. This is how it has been for the last 2 years. But today the attack started at 7 a.m. and we have heard explosions right away. It was more than 100 missiles throughout the whole country. And the intensity of this attack had the purpose of exhausting the air defense systems and distract our air forces from taking down the missiles. So some of them obviously hit the targets, but most of them were taken down. But it was incredibly hard, generally, when you're sitting at the basement hoping that none of your loved ones are hurt, and then you start hearing that in all the other cities, in Kiev, the situation is pretty much the same, in Lviv, in Sumy, in Odessa, everywhere, in Dnipro, and that the maternity hospitals are being hit. It is a frustration and devastation that I don't want to say that we used to it, but this is something that already happened to us. And the issue is that Russia was able to accumulate enough of the weapons to perform such an attack. And the issue is that its allies like Iran or North Korea are supplying it with enough of the ammunition and enough of the missiles. And the issue is that the sanctions are not stopping Russia from continuing manufacturing all the drones and missiles. And this is why we can expect another attack like this in the nearest future. And this is what is absolutely terrifying.
Yeah. When you were in your basement, you know, probably realizing that this attack was a little different, much more prolonged, and you were starting to understand that other major cities, all areas, all large areas in Ukraine are under attack from missiles. What was running through your head, Kira, as to why there was this strength of assault in this period between Christmas and the beginning of a new year? Why Russia would be retaliating or issuing this strike in this particular way?
So first of all, we should never be talking about retaliating of Russia. Look, they have their aim and they are going forward with the plan to destroy and kill us all.
Yeah.
And they have never stepped away.
But there was huge damage to a Russian warship in the Black Sea. And that's why I mentioned retaliation, is that Russia was surprised and upset by that, and that it's been suggested that Russia normally reacts to a big attack from you with a retaliation on this level, an airborne air missile retaliation.
I think it is a little bit premature to saying that Russia reacts to something. Look, they have started attacking us 10 years ago, and they started full-scale invasion 2 years ago. And what we are doing from the day one, we are defending ourselves, we are protecting ourselves. And our way of destroying Russian missiles, Russian warships, is just a way of stopping those missiles coming our ways to our homes. And if you look at the dates that Russia used for the massive attacks over the last 2 years, it is not related to the warships or to some Ukrainian successes on the battlefield. It is usually related to some dates.
I must interrupt there, Kira, and just say that we saw a similar whole-scale airborne attack after the Kerch Bridge was attacked. You know, this isn't the first time Russia has waited a couple of days and then launched a big attack at Ukraine.
But we have seen it happening without any other prerequisitions, right? When it was happening out of the blue because they had just enough missiles accumulated. We knew that they have enough missiles for such an attack, and we are very open that they have more missiles for more similar attacks, because there was a decrease in the intensity of the attacks over the last couple of months. And it only shows you one sign that they are accumulating for something bigger to reach more targets. But generally, Russian attacks are tied to some significant dates. like a year anniversary of Soviet Union, or a year anniversary of the victory in Second World War, or a day of Ukrainian army. Like last year, one of the major attacks was on New Year's Eve when all people were at home. And I think it was the time when we had the missile hit, the closest of all missile hits to my home. It was just a couple of buildings away. And there was nothing happening before that.
Okay.
It was just the plan that they had to execute on, and they were going on.
Yeah.
So
look, we know Russia have stock of weapons. We've mentioned that they took delivery of artillery shells from North Korea, around 1 million or so of them. They have, it appears, it is being suggested, built up a stockpile over what has been a quieter period in recent months. That must be a concern. I just wonder whether the, I suppose if you're a Russian, the success of last night's attack in its devastation, whether that sets a dangerous precedent, and whether you're concerned for Ukraine's military resilience in the face of this.
I'm the most, excuse me. My cat, she really likes that.
A lovely white pussycat
really
on the screen.
Thank you. So we are most concerned about the amount of the ammunition that we have for our air defense, because again, when Russia has such a massive attack, it has this aim to exhaust and make us use the most of our existing supplies. And plus, also, this is an attempt from Russia to make some damage before we get the F-16s. Because, like, as a Ukrainian, on a personal level, I know that my life will be much better protected, same as the way that life of my fellow Ukrainians, when we will have additional layer and we will have the F-16 jets in the air, because we will not only be using them at the front, they will be using them to protect peaceful cities where people go to bed and hope to wake up in the morning. So there is not too many things that we can list to stop Russia from these attacks. Well, first and foremost is to make sure that sanctions actually work and Russia does not get their parts for the missiles and drones. And this is not what's happening.
Yeah, look, I know weapons supply is an issue. It has stalled both from Europe and from the United States as well. In the last hour, our Defence Secretary Grant Shapps, he's confirmed that hundreds of British-made air defence missiles will be sent to Kyiv to help you restock. Where else and how else does Ukraine make its appeal for more weaponry?
Well, first of all, we are incredibly grateful for this decision because it will literally save lives. Of 28 people that died this morning after this attack, they could have been alive if we had better air defense systems. So the ammunitions, the supplies that you're sending our way, they will allow some of us to stay alive, and this is so critical for us. Well, second point, we just really need to have our allies to continue intensifying the production of the weapons. Just for a simple reason that Iran and North Korea, the allies of Russia, they are not behind on the production of the weapons. And we see that. We see that very clearly, and we feel it when we are sitting in a basement with all the Armageddon happening outside.
Okay.
And so for the next year, we really need for all the political promises that have been made to be actually exercised on. I think we don't need to be talking about something else or something different. We just need to have everything that's been promised actually be delivered and handed over to our army.
Yeah,
so we can.
Kira,